We have a raid solution for the Mystic section, the skill section. When are we gonna get relief for the tech or bio sections? Which is coming up next? We're talking about that in your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. Also, Shang-Chi, is he gonna be more than just a boring war defense character? And what is going on with the Cloak and Dagger? We're discussing the latest Datamines with these characters as well, and more on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. I am joined by my brother Tony Scungili, and if you're ready for it, Tony, tell him what to do, my friend.
I believe they should smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel and your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. Hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video is uploaded. But this week, I am joined by my brother Tony Scungili. It has been a long time, my friend. How are you doing? How are you liking Marvel Strike Force right now?
I'm great with it. Like, I don't know if it's how I've changed my play or what they've done. I don't know specifically, but I play the game for like maybe 30 minutes a day and I get everything done and I'm like, yay. Well, everything I care to, I guess. So I'm in a great spot with the game. There's still problems, but I don't care about them.
Nice. So I guess we're not getting salty Tony on this video. I guess a little bit of a change. So I guess Scopely is making some correct moves. This Tony is not as salty. But before we talk about why you're not as salty, some of the positive things in the game and obviously the negative things in Marvel Strike Force, I do want to talk about, I guess we have to talk about global launch for another Marvel game that both of us play, Marvel Future Revolution. Released yesterday, globally launched or 2 days ago, the 25th. Yeah, it was yesterday. Globally launched on the 25th, which is why there's a little bit of delay in the weekly news update. But you've been playing this since soft launch. You've played it through the global launch. What does the launch of Marvel Future Revolution mean for Marvel Strike Force?
Not as much as some people think, because it like. What does the launch of a new Toyota mean to Honda? You know what I mean? Like you have, there's an overlap of people who care, and then there's the vast majority of people who are just there to play the game. Marvel Strike Force, I like to call it, and not what I'm about to say, don't take it the wrong way, a toilet game, as in a game you can play on the toilet. You know, like it is a commute game, a game you can play on your commute. Yes. A game that like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to, like, work breaks, lunch breaks. It's a break game. You don't have to sit. You can play any way you want, but you can get majority of what you need done every day in like 15-minute bursts. You know, you can do 15 minutes of play, come back in an hour, 15 minutes of play. You don't need to stay and do anything in one shot.
I would agree with everything you said. That the name toilet game is kind of demeaning, but I do end up playing this on the toilet, so I guess it is accurate.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, what do you mean toilet game?" And then they're gonna look down as they're watching your video on the toilet, like, "Oh, all right, I guess I get it now." Yeah. Oh, like it's true, as opposed to MFR, which is kind of the exact opposite. It's a shower game because you can leave a lot of it on auto while you take a shower and then come out.
I don't go that far. They're very different types of games, though. It's as close. MFR is as close as you can get to a real MMO without actually being a real MMO.
You know what I mean? Like you have to spend time. You get rewarded for the more time you spent, and it's like direct. Like for every 5 minutes, you're 5 minutes stronger. You know what I mean? As opposed to like Marvel Strike Force, where for every 5 minutes, there's a chance you might be a minute stronger or 30 minutes stronger, you know, like who knows? So it's a different type of game. So it attracts a different type of player. I think that for people who were on the way out of Marvel Strike Force, Marvel Future Revolution is definitely giving them an out, like an option of something to play if you like Marvel. But the gameplay is so different that like you can't pretend they're going to have much of an impact. At the other side, most of the impact's actually going to come to the company, because you're going to be able to compare Scopely to Netmarble and determine which one of them handles negative press better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Scopely doesn't really handle negative press. They basically just ignore it. We're going to see really quickly if this version of Netmarble, because we know from Future Fight what they do generally, if this version of Netmarble or this group of behind the game are willing to address issues as they come up or just ignore them. So that's kind of what the takeaway from these two monsters of mobile gaming, if that joke doesn't make you laugh. Come across.
I got it a little while later, but I think a lot of people were thinking, yo, Marvel Future Revolution comes out, Strike Force is going to be in trouble, but they are very different types of games and that appeal to different audiences. You know, I think a lot of the professional crowd, a lot of people that don't have as much time, there's a lot of appeal to Strike Force because it is, you know, it doesn't require your full attention. Whereas Future Revolution, and granted, there's a lot of autoplay that you do in this game up until level 100. Once you get to level 100, I think there's less. You're still autoing a lot.
Well, that's what I call the crybaby whiners. The crybaby whiners are the ones that are like, this game isn't that good, even though they're like just upset that someone's mad about something they like. Like Marvel Strike Force is better. Like, I mean, it's okay that you enjoy it, my friend. They're different. Like, it's okay that you enjoy it. Like, that's fine. No one's mad at you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. But they're like, all you do is auto in that game. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you do every single Blitz fight and you never click auto. Weren't you happy that auto basic? Like, it's not the same. Yes, we don't want to waste our time. So anything that saves time is great. But like, autoing in the same way you auto in Marvel Strike Force after you've invested enough in your characters to like for them to be strong enough to click auto, it's the same in Marvel Future Revolution. Your goal is to get strong enough that you can auto stuff, not to auto like real stuff, you know?
Yeah, I feel that as well. You know, a lot of the early game content super easy. I don't need to spend time on it. I could auto it. But the content designed for someone at my level is pretty fun. Now we just got global launch and we just got word of a new character coming to Marvel Future Revolution. I just want to get your take really quick because this is supposed to be a Marvel Strike Force video. Oh, you're trying to touch Magik coming to Marvel Future Revolution, revealed in a live stream last night. Kind of surprising. I wasn't suspecting this character. This is not one of my the 9th character that I think would be added to this game. But what was your quick reaction when you saw this? And then we'll move on to more Strike Force content.
Oh, it's my new main.
That's your new main?
For the record, you're gonna hear me say that just to throw it out there. You're gonna hear me say that every time.
Why is that your new main? What is it about? The look, the visuals of the character? Is there something in the canon of the character that is very appealing? Or what could potentially be in her kit?
It's the canon. Remember, first and foremost, I'm a comic book nerd.
Okay.
So like there are certain characters that like jump out to me as like characters I care about. While Magik hasn't really had a great debut on the big screen yet. She's one of the coolest characters. So like X-Men throws a lot of mutants for garbage reasons. There's like 4,000 X-Men. Some of them are dumb. Some of them are really dumb. Some of them are incredibly dumb. And some of them are cool. And even the dumbest ones sometimes get like their time to shine. So when Magik came out, she was incredibly stupid. Like she was a very dumb character. And they're like, screw it. We're going to make another dimension and make her like the queen of that dimension and run over demons.
So this is like a variant. Magik's like a variant is what you're saying? The original Magik is pretty lame. And I don't know.
Well, it's like Kitty Pryde was weak. Like, okay, so Magik is Ileana Rasputin, Peter Colossus's little sister. Yeah. She stayed in the USSR. Her mutant ability, if I recall correctly, is the ability to teleport, but it's not actually teleporting. She opens portals into a dimension called Limbo, which is exactly what it sounds like. That dimension, I believe, is run by Danak or one of the Vishanti. The details of that I'm going to have to recheck, so don't quote me on it, comment section. She becomes the queen of that section and then wields a sword. Like, you know how people make the joke like I have a sword built out of the blood of my enemies? She wields a sword based on the strength of her soul. So like
complicated.
So it's just all this stuff is incredibly insane, right? So I'm like, oh, what are they gonna do with her? It's gonna be great. She's gonna summon demons, she's gonna teleport stuff, and she's gonna slap people with a sword. This sounds like the kind of stuff I want to do.
All right, you've been saving a lot of resources in Future Revolution for her. I think that sounds really cool. I wasn't aware of all her canon, so I might start doing that for this. Now, before we go on too long, let's talk about some Marvel Strike Force.
Yay!
We could talk about Future Rev for a whole another hour or so. But Deathpool, the latest and greatest character in Marvel Strike Force, may not be after tonight, but I guess as far as the latest, maybe still one of the greatest, but. Deathpool added to the game. Have you used her? Have you unlocked her? And if so, what have you used her in? What are your thoughts on this character firsthand?
Yeah, great. Just great. I mean, like, so I see a lot of people talking about like Cloak and Dagger's kits, and they're like, well, these characters are like better, right? Like, no, absolutely not. You're insane. Like, I put in a 70, like, better characters, just better. Like, they work Deathpool? Better. Like, no. I put a 75k Deathpool in over Ebony Maw on Doom 1.1 and then clicked auto. Like, she is a psychopath.
That's brave.
Yeah.
I'm not even brave enough to click auto on that Doom yet.
Well, like, if I failed, I would have just another attack. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. So I just wanted to see what would happen, and I was like, oh, never mind. Doom ulted like 4 times in a row. You know what I mean? Like, it was insane how much damage she does, like what she adds to that team. So like her kit, and that's just raids, right? So let's talk about other game modes. Who cares? We just did. That's the end of the comment. Who cares? No one cares. Right now, there are no other game modes. So like, it's raids, right? The future of raids, because all of the stuff that you need to grow is going to be gated behind raids, not war. So that's it.
Yeah, all the new Dark Dimension content looks like to be on raids. So raids is where it's at right now. It looks like. Now there's reports that her passive is not working correctly, and we're gonna talk about the bugs.
It is not.
Since we're here, and there's multiple bugs, but the one that a lot of people are talking about, the enemy death. Instead of generating one ability for 2 random mystic allies, apparently when you're killing mobs or trying to spread debuffs, it doesn't actually work correctly. What bugs have you experienced on a first-hand basis? And if not anything firsthand, what have you been made aware of by your chat?
The first one is sometimes the amount of times she triggers her auto attack, you know, like when on death attack somebody. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't add up. Like, I've killed 5 people and she's hit someone twice. You know, like sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what triggered it. You know, like I don't know why it happened. I don't pay attention. All I know is I'm like, yeah, that character should be dead. Like, because I know how much damage each one of those attacks hits for. You know, for me, it's like 65k.
Yeah.
So every time she does that attack, it hits for 65k. So I'm like, okay, supposed to have done 5 times 65k, you know, all right, give or take a little. And then it's like, yeah, you did nothing. You did like, like it didn't, the bar didn't move anywhere near what that number would have been. And I'm like, oh.
All right.
So like, she's buggy, but whatever.
So she's still awesome, even with the bugs. I guess we've still yet to see her true power, and she still is good. So I guess that's a good thing that she's strong, even if she's not working correctly in the player's is that the right way to say it? The player's non-favor? I don't know, but I guess that's a good thing. Any other bugs
at the cost of the players?
At the cost of the player, the player's expense. She's
player experience. Yeah.
Any other bugs that you've experienced with her?
Other than I've experienced.
Or heard
dude, like I said, I'm autoing Doom raids now. Like if there's a bug, it's past me.
Yes.
If I wouldn't have noticed. Again, granted, I got her to like we got her up. We got her to like 100k.
Nice.
You actually have one more red star than I do. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my goodness, those red stars are painful to pull.
Yeah, so bad. Tell me more about it though. Did you do a video on it or anything?
This is a video on it. If you guys want to see Salty Valley, if you want to see me rage, which is kind of out of character, check out the video somewhere. It's on the channel somewhere. He'll
put a card up right there. He'll put a card up right there.
Maybe. I plan to a lot of times.
Remember.
Sometimes it happens. So there may be a card up there. All right, let's talk about the mission though, because this is an event release character. As you know, with event release characters, this means easy 6 or 7 stars on this character. How many stars are you expecting to have?
6 or 7 stars easy? What are you talking about?
Are you not aware of that interview that Cerebro did where he said, oh yeah, it's an event release character. That means an easy 6 or 7. All right,
I don't listen to anything Cerebro says.
Go catching up on that stuff, because yes, that is the hottest joke in the community right now when he said that. Easy 6 or 7 res character on this for this. So what are you expecting
4 or
for
5?
stars?
4 or 5, I'd have been like, yeah, reasonable, right? Like 6 or 7? Who did he interview? Who did that interview?
I think it was full.
Fire them.
I can't. No. It was not.
Was it content creators?
Philosopher. Okay. It was one of those promo things. He was live streaming a promo. It was a promo thing.
If it was a content creator or whatever, if it was like one of those stupid like IGN GameSpot videos,
it was
like
no. It was one of those things. It was one of those things.
Yeah, gaming journalism, exciting. Oh my God, 6 or 7?
All right, and I thought you knew about that.
I bought her, and I'm not gonna get a 6.
Supposed to be a Passover joke. I didn't think it was. All right. But how many stars are you expecting to get on Deathpool for this event?
Well, if you didn't buy her, you can expect 4 stars easily, right? I bought her. I bought 1 offer on her. I got pretty lucky with the offer. I got well over 3 star, almost like 3.5 star. So I'm getting a 5. You know, like And for my money, that's more than enough. She's already doing great. She was doing great at 3 star. She's doing great now at 4 star. She's going to be doing great at 5 star. Same thing with Kestrel. My Kestrel is 5.5, and like at no point was I ever like, man, if Kestrel was stronger, I could do this easy. But no, it's never come up. You know, good characters. That's the cool thing about good characters. That's one of the reasons I get so pissy when someone's like, oh, Shang Chi's real good. I'm like, you know, you got to check out this white tiger. Like, no, they're not that good. They're like well-designed characters. But like, you can't compare like who's the Misty Knight to Kestrel or Surfer. And so many people or Moondragon, like people compare these like tertiary or team completion characters as if they're as powerful as like that. Like Deathpool has the power scale to be in the same conversation as your Silver Surfers and your Kestrels, even though she doesn't match them. You know, she's not that strong, but compared to everybody else, she's in that conversation of like way better than everybody. I think when it comes to these stuffs.
Yeah. And the way that AI views her as well. I've based on what OMG did. He put Deathpool with his hand, winning 8.3 consistently. I tried the same thing. So the AI in the game recognizes Deathpool as that strong standalone character, and I don't think the AI recognizes that with any of the other characters you mentioned, like Misty Knight or Shang Chi when he eventually comes out. Deathpool's a little different than the other characters.
I mean, Shang Chi's out now. You could buy him.
Yeah. I guess if you're willing to spend all those cores,
right
now. I think
it's what is it, like 800 cores? I think 8,000. I don't know. Whatever.
Something like that. He's a 45 star unlocked though. The previous
someone bought him, right? Someone has FOMO.
There's some people that have bought him. Yeah. Where is he? Oh, down here. There he is. 800. You're exactly right.
So yeah, 8,000 cores. No, 4,000 cores.
Yes, five of those. So yeah. Yeah, 4,000.
Yeah. I mean, it's way too much money, but like you gotta spend it, right? You know?
Well, if it was a more useful character, then I might think about it. But a character for word defense, not for me, man. Just kind of react. I know you've answered this in the past.
They're gonna unlock a legendary, right?
Ugh. Anyway. Cores per day for new players that are spending on this. I know you'd go to the 50s. I know previously what you've done is just try to get to like the middle of the medium and whatever cores it takes to get there.
3 orbs a day.
3
orbs a day.
3.
I know. I do 3 orbs a day.
3 orbs.
I don't pay attention to cores. I pay attention to how many orbs, and you can do the math reverse. So like you can find out how many orbs you get a day. You know, I do 3 orbs a day. 3 orbs a day is enough to get a 4 to 5 star character without spending and a guaranteed 5 star character with spending.
Okay.
That's just probability, right? Yes, it's very possible that you don't get it, but it's also very possible you get hit by lightning. So like within the possibility, it's what's more likely to happen, you know?
And I found that when I open like 3, 4 orbs at a time, I seem to get a little better odds than when I'm opening one at a time. That's probably just confirmation bias. But do you notice similar things?
I open orbs in general in groups of 5.
Okay.
But I don't know why. Because it's something. It's like cathartic to me.
It seems better when you're opening multiple orbs at a time.
It's because like when you buy a dollar scratch, right? You're giving yourself one chance to win money. But like confirmation bias, you're like, or not confirmation bias, like just better bias. Odds. You're like, well, if I have 5 opportunities, one of these 5 has to be a winner. Like, no, it doesn't.
And if you hit on one of them, it looks like you did good over. Yeah. Okay.
You want the most opportunity, and realistically, the more split it feels, the worse it feels. So like, I'm a huge fan of like just hoard everything. You know, like just whatever. If you don't need to open it, don't open it. That's it. That's my rule. Like if what's inside of it doesn't immediately help you, then don't open it. Open it when you need it. Like I need gold, right? But I don't need gold right now, so I have gold orbs. When I need gold, I go to my gold orbs and go click, 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 and then I walk away. Sometimes. I
think that is best practices for Marvel Strike Force. I find myself doing that a lot as well. I
do it in MFR too, for what it's worth. I have my storage is like all boxes. I have like 75
you're playing MFR a little different than I think I'm playing it though. We were talking about how much you're hoarding in that game. It's a little different than
my first cores was it 1,000, 2,000 cores went to like maxing storage. Like it was a guess. I must have all storage all the time.
All right. So back to Deathpool and these new warriors. We went off into many tangents there. I did want to talk about these new warriors because they look like they're going to dominate the raids. We talked about they're probably going to be dominate the mystic sections with Deathpool. Deathpool might be doing it on her own. So these guys look very strong. What do you think of this team outside of raids? Obviously, the mystic section Doom, they're going to handle that for you. Any viability, war, arena? I don't know if arena, but other game modes, maybe Dark Dimension. Would you start building those up for the city characters of Dark Dimension? What do you think of these new warriors and in particular Cloak and Dagger?
So I like them. They look cool, but I'm always a fan of the idea that like if the character is unfarmable, you probably shouldn't be trying to use them in like super endgame content. If you can only control some of how strong the character is, it's very silly to like rely on them.
That being said,
yeah, right. But they look really good. So they're both city, and as far as DD4 is concerned, like, yeah, go ahead, use them. I don't care. And I really mean it. Like, I don't care what you do. Because, like, the symbiotes can beat DD4. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know how to beat DD4. So if you want to do something that isn't the same, like, as everybody else, like, go for it. I know I beat DD4 with 4 symbiotes and nightmares.
Well, here's the thing. New players, they might not have that symbiote Spider-Man. They may not have that anti-venom.
You're 100% correct.
They may not have the alien spores. This team,
so what are you saying?
They may not be able to get them at 5, 6 stars. Maybe they could get it at 4 stars. Do you think at that level, it's a new player, maybe they get miasma easier. Maybe they get in at quantum energy. They could get these characters a little easier for Dark Dimension. From that perspective, do you think this would be a decent team in replacement for the symbiotes that? Especially for players that aren't able to get those. I want to have this
conversation like outside of this with like a bunch of people, because I feel like people use the word new player, and I'm not trying to be rude, so please don't take it that way. Like people use the phrase new player and it's like a very large net. What do you mean by new player? You know, do you mean like somebody picking up the game right now because they don't care? They're not getting anything.
I guess they're not worried about Doom or someone that's been playing for a while.
Difficulty,
they've been very unlucky with Symbiote Spider-Man and Venom. Maybe not a new player, but someone that's been playing for a while or looking to do this. They can't get those, or they don't get the alien spores. Would this be another option for them?
Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. But again, are we talking about the difference between a unlocked Symbiote Spider-Man and a 2 or 3 star Cloak or Dagger? Or are we talking about
it might be
like, are we talking apples to apples, or are we talking apples to grapefruit? You know, like, or are we talking about a 3-star symbiote Spider-Man versus a 7-star 6-red cloak? You know, like, where you are in the game, what you're willing to spend both money and in time, and what you're able to accomplish, that changes that dynamic. There are characters like Kestrel, like we just said, where like, oh yeah, no, trust me, 2-star Kestrel, you'll be fine, because she's so powerful.
Yeah.
Everything. Whereas like Cloak and Dagger, like, you might be able to get some good value out of a 4-star or so, but comparatively, what you get out of the like symbiote Spider-Man is so much better. It's the same. It's the Minerva argument all over again. Well, I don't have Minerva yet. Well, go get her. Well, I can't. Trust me. You like, if you're not willing to spend a little bit of money on Minerva, then like you're already choosing to do this the hardest possible way. You know, like even, and that was then, you know, that was its own thing. It's just, I don't like the idea of like new players should work on this, because then you end up with like the new players having the new Secret Avengers team, and they're doing their absolute best in U6. You know what I mean? Like,
look at this. No, U7. They could probably auto U7 just those Secret Avengers.
How new?
I guess it depends on the amount of stars and stuff.
Also, what Alliance is doing U7, and then they're able to contribute in war. The game isn't. You know what I mean? Like, that's what when I hear new player stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it's the same thing with those stupid raid orbs. When they're like, oh, they help new players out. But no, they don't. Not the raid. Yeah, like the alpha, beta, gamma orbs. But no, they don't.
Those suck.
No one cares if they pull 5 Proxima Midnight Shards. Well, they don't have them. Yeah, and they don't want them. You know, like,
I think at some point you want to get a lot of these characters and eventually all of them, but you know, you're not going to go hard on these characters if you don't really need them. And I think Proxima's like a backup character, but this is a decent character.
Let's put it into perspective. Let me put everything into perspective.
All right.
How many people have a 7-star rescue right now? Because there was a point in time when having a strong power armor was the absolute nut. Like the greatest thing you could do in war.
Yeah, so the people that were playing back then probably do. I don't know if you really need them nowadays.
Exactly. And now repeat that same conversation with like the defenders, and then look at how the defenders got reworked. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't like, the game has both, right? Like there's a bunch of stuff you can get.
This went in a way different direction. All these questions are going way different directions I'm thinking they're gonna go.
We're having fun.
All right. It is. All right. Let me move. It's because my transitions aren't as smooth, because I'm like, I plan these out like, all right, this is gonna go this way, and like you take it a different. I'm like, it's fine, it's fun. I'm just like, I'm trying to get a good segue here, so I guess there's no good segue.
That's why Tony doesn't show up a lot. Because he can't stay to the script. I have the script for everybody to know. It's in front of me. I'm just ignoring it.
All right. Let me try to get back on script then, just so the viewers get something a little more structured. The question I was going to ask in follow-up to these new warriors is kind of what we led with. When do you think we're going to get relief for bio or tech? They've done skill. We have Mystic right now. I'm thinking the next one is either going to be bio or tech. There's been some data mines and some weird rumors about both of them. What do you think is going to be the next team that we get relief for, tech or bio? And
I think bio is going to be the Eternals. Just a guess.
Okay, so that would line up probably with November. So we still need something for October. So
I think we're going to see a power armor. I think we're going to see a swipe power armor tweak. That's what I was leading into.
That is where
there was a plan.
See, I didn't know this. See, yeah, okay, there was a plan for the segue. I just didn't know what it was.
What they've been doing, and I love, by the way, is this 3-character team stuff. This is I like that way more than the 5 or the 4 or 5 character teams. I like we've released 3 characters. These 3 characters work together, and there is some organic synergy, like the Secret Avengers. You can use Nick Fury and Kestrel, or Kestrel and somebody else,
or not.
Or nothing, or Black Widow and Hawkeye. It really doesn't matter at that point, because those 3 characters are so strong that they could take with them anybody they want. Same thing with this new Warriors team. So I like the idea of releasing these 3-character teams that let players use their roster instead of having to worry about the perfect comp. And I think that That's what we should look forward to. I don't think we're going to see a symbiote. I think people talk about it because they want it, but they know people want more symbiotes. So like, why would they give it to them? If giving the players what they wanted was their goal, they would have done it. You know, giving the players
I thought players would have wanted Cloak and Dagger and not Gambit and Rogue.
Well, I don't know, man. Apparently the players were asking to nerf America Chavez and they didn't do that either.
Oh, so. Yeah. When are they going to nerf her? I'm still wondering about that. All right, so yeah, so looks like possibly tech, and I guess if some of the things that you've been hearing are true, then maybe something to do with power armor. But let's talk about some quality of life changes, because in this update we got some good quality of life changes. You've gotten to play with them for at least a week. I think the big ones are that auto basic for the raids. I think that saved me a lot of time. The save squad tabs, I want to talk about that separately because I think that's a whole big issue. But this is a good one as well. These orb 10, you don't have to go to the advanced options for this. You could open one if you want. You could open both 10 at a time if you want. You got that option there. I still would have preferred a slider, but I like that you could open more than this. What is your favorite quality of life change that was introduced? One of the three that I mentioned, maybe something else that was introduced. What was your favorite one?
Save squad tabs.
The save squad tabs. All right.
Save squad tabs. Yeah, like
I want.
I enjoyed a lot. Like auto basic, like it's good, right? It helps me, but I got so used to button mashing that like I forget. And people be like, Tony, just hit basic, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. I'm just autoing. You know, like. Once you get used to the fight,
3.5 year habit that sometimes takes a little while to break.
Yeah, once you get the hang of a fight, like I don't know, I play on my phone and then I play on BooStacks, right? And my mouse is an MMO mouse, so I have everything mapped. So I just sit there clicking the button on the side of my mouse over and over and over again, and I'm like, Tony, just click auto basic. I'm like, did that save me time? Maybe, you know, maybe. Like, my thumb's okay, you know. But yeah, no, the save squad tabs is.
Yeah, I think the saves. I don't know. The save squad tabs and the auto basic. I think both of them have saved me a lot of time. This is nice. The one that we have on screen right now, the open 10 orbs, but yeah, it's good. But we kind of had that in the game already. I do like that they did it this way though instead. But I know I've one-shotted a few Doom 1.1 nodes that I was not able to one-shot before the auto basic happened. So I like that. But let's talk about your favorite and what may or may not be mine. I'm still haven't decided yet. These save squad tabs, my goodness, this added a lot of fun. Now, this took a while. This took like at least an hour just to organize this in my head, and a little while more to finish this. For me, believe it or not, that was fun time in the game organizing this. And I think a lot of the organization and stuff in Hero Collectors is part of the fun for me. What did you like best about this?
You really want to know?
Yeah, it sounds like it's something silly.
Yeah, like deleting so many teams. Like just because like before you had to have an overlap, right? It was like, well, these are the teams I use for Blitz, and then like, but this is the raid team that I use the most frequently, and this is like maybe Arena Team 1 or Arena Team 2. Like, and by the way, the fact that there's 40 Arena Team save squads, I'm not gonna complain because they'll take it away. But it's hilarious.
How many save squads did you need for Arena right now? Honestly.
Oh, it's 3.
3. Okay, that's more. That's two more. That's two more than I did.
It's the Infinity Watch. The Infinity Watch minus Moondragon plus Doctor Doom, and then just this completely unique test team.
Okay.
That like like it's fun, but no, this has been amazing.
I love the Blitz tab. I love the War tab. I guess we know what you're doing with your Arena tab. What are you doing with your Raid tab? How many Raid teams do you have in there?
The Raid tab spent the most time.
Teams.
The Raid tab spent the most time. The Raid tab I made my use. Okay, so like my Doom Raid team it's 5 teams, right? But there's an overlap between Doom Raid and Beta. So I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, like the teams I use for Doom Raid also work for Beta. So that's 5 teams. Then I have, as you scroll down, like the Alpha team, the 3 Alpha teams I have, and the 3 Gamma teams I have.
Alpha is the one with City, Cosmic, and Global. Okay.
I have 1 City, 1 Cosmic, 1 Global.
Okay.
Right. So I'm using them a lot, but the main one is actually, like, to be clear, I don't actually have most of the Doom Raid teams saved high. They're very low because, like, how many characters do I have Mad ISOs on?
That's what I was going to say about my Doom Raid teams. You know, there's like 5 that show up. There's 5 I could use. I'm just going to put those 5. I don't really need to make a save squad. But I guess in previous raids where you have access to all the characters, that's a little more helpful. But yeah, I got 5. So I just wonder what you're doing with that.
It matters more for newer players. You know, like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, newer players can put together parts of teams for raids that they're testing or something. So like, yeah, no, newer, right? We're using that word. Mid to early late game players who aren't quite doing Doom raids, but they're working their way from 6 to 7 or something like that. Those players can like really start to experience like, let's try this node, especially like remember the Ronin node, the old days. Like I have this team to beat everything, but then this team beats the Ronin node, and then we go back.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. All right. So one of the things that I was really looking forward to was testing out my new Blitz teams. I was really looking forward to this Moon Knight Blitz this past weekend just so I could test them out and see how they do. And I think I've got it down so that all 35 teams are usable. How is Blitz mode that you even care about nowadays? Did you redesign your Blitz squads, or did you don't?
I do once a month or so. I'll check my Blitz teams just to make sure I'm utilizing everybody and things go out. But like realistically, success and failure in Blitz is so dead to me. It was like my favorite game mode, and now it's just like, oh yeah, I'm not wasting my time.
It was mine.
I get that there's so many people that still care. Like, power to you, man. Like, it's not hard. Like, blitzing isn't hard anymore.
No, it's not that hard, but it's still there's still I was happy to test it out. Like, oh, dude, did I organize this correctly? Did I place these teams? Will this team win at 8.3? I don't know. Oh, this team can't. All right, let's try this team. Oh, this team can. And so I had fun with that. It's weird little things that are having fun in this game.
The most fun thing, as you said earlier, is like taking a good character and seeing how terrible a team they can carry in A3.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I wonder what team excellent. The hand minions plus Doom is an A3 team, you know, like, Or
even more surprising to Deathpool. I didn't know Deathpool could carry an entire team until that was tested out in Blitz. I'm like, oh, I guess she can. So that's good stuff as well. So that's what I had fun with. Let me know in the comments what quality of life change you are having the most fun with, or you enjoy the most. I do want to talk about bugs, because with every update, my goodness, it's like there's a lot of bugs. Now, most of them have been fixed, honestly. We got some good compensation as well, but a bunch of stuff that happened. The Bishop one, a lot of these got fixed right away, but we just got these 2 fixed. It was either yesterday or the day before. Characters causing crashing in the game. Green Goblin in particular, Falcon and Killmonger also mentioned. Did you experience this one firsthand a lot? I don't think I ever experienced a crash in the game for myself, but I know a lot of people where this game was unusable for that. All right, so
I believe people, but like,
yeah, I've seen screenshots. I never saw it. I've seen screenshots. I mean,
where do you see Green Goblin that often? You know, like
couple wars ago, all of our war defense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all over war defense.
Players exploiting a bug. Like, sure.
The chat was encouraging me to do it on the live stream that morning. Falcon, Killmonger, same thing. Daily objectives. We still have not gotten. I guess we did. We did get made whole on this with the raid objectives, the badges. We weren't able to see the objectives and claim them. That affected the strike pass. We did get the compensation for it though, and this is what we got. I didn't claim it yet because I wanted to show it on this video. We got the T3s or the T4s, excuse me. We got this. Which how many days is this? This is 60. So this is 9 days, I believe, right? Or am I miscalculating that? I'm talking the strike tokens. Missed? Yeah, I think this is more than more than what we missed, right? Or did I calculate that incorrectly?
I think you're right.
I thought it was 30 and then 30, so that would equal 60 per day. So this would equal 9 days. The game was down for like 6, so I think we got some extra there. And then just the normal stuff. So this is above and beyond in my opinion, but there's still some things that's going on, mainly with the passive for Deathpool. There's a bunch of bugs that they're investigating, and then that's it. So any other thoughts on these bugs, or the compensation for the bugs?
No.
Okay.
They're not good at making video games. I can't be mad anymore.
No, I mean it's yeah.
Like how many times do like how mad can you be at the puppy? You know, like it's not learning. It's choosing not to learn.
It's us that should be learning. It's us that should be learning.
Yeah, we learned. We learned. Like, oh, we can't. They're not going to release. Like, oh, this brand new character, and they had infinite time and development to make sure it worked correctly, and it's very simple, and it's not working correctly, and it went live because it had to go live, and it's not working correctly. Okay.
Yeah.
Or just make it work. Like or hire more people so you can do the job right. But you know, that's
wait. They can do that. They can hire more people.
No. Oh, no, they can't.
Okay. I was wondering.
Don't give us hope.
All right, so instead of the bugs, let's move on to this real-time arena, because honestly, this has like been the worst thing added to Marvel Strike Force for me for a long time. But I gotta admit, the past week or so, I've been having fun with it. You know, when I actually load into a battle, load in my characters, I get a battle. It's a decent matchup. Now, you know, with the way the objectives are, you can do this real quick as well. Do the Phoenix system, and you're getting a lot of Phoenixes. You both get those 5 wins, very easy. And I have the option to do that, so I like that. But I like that I also have the option, if I want to go in and play this seriously, I could load in Dad Bros or some other teams and get a real match. I think that the changes to real-time arena have been positive. What is your experience? Phoenix not even testing it, or have you tried some real matches and tested them out?
I found the easiest way to not be mad is by not doing things you don't like to do.
Okay.
I don't like to waste my time, so I don't waste my time. RTA is a wasting time game mode to me, because winning in RTA and losing in RTA accomplishes the exact same thing, which is I was bored and then 3 minutes passed. So instead, I do other things. RTA, I will like click auto on Phoenix and then leave.
Okay.
You know, like go do something else, because I get no rewards from RTA. I get rewards from completing objectives in RTA, which is the pass. And also, to be 100% clear with everybody, I could just spend money and get everything here. Is it ridiculous? Yes. But I don't have to play a single lick of RTA. You know, I can max this entire pass out for money. I don't want to. I'm not going to. Nothing here is worth money. But well,
at some point, it's not just about collecting. You got to actually use the characters. So I feel this is a mode that I can use the characters in.
No, you're right.
To play with these. War, I don't like the matchmaking. I don't like Heroes for Hire, but that was a mode that I could use that into. I find real-time arena a lot more fun than War, though. So and maybe it's because I can do one match and there's no pressure from the rest of the alliance as well.
That's why I'm looking forward to that Battlegrounds that they're coming out with.
The grand tournament thing. Yeah, that looks so fun.
I'm looking forward to that, because that's going to be where I can play using my characters,
use your roster,
and also using the characters I want to use, right? And get something for it. Like, dude, if I want to run on a treadmill, like a hamster wheel, there's plenty of games that I can play. Like, I could play a Sudoku puzzle. You know, like, I don't need a sandbox to play with the characters. But that's just me. Like, I'm not telling anybody they're wrong for doing it. Like, I just don't care.
It's a game for fun. Everybody does different things for fun, right?
Yeah, I've said before, if they added something so stupid to, like, if you win, like, you know, Blitz gives you Blitz credits.
Yeah.
If, like, victory in RTA gave you 10 arena credits, something so stupid, but like that small, I'd be like, I do RTA all the day.
What if it was Blitz credits?
No.
Okay.
because I don't blitz.
Just wanted to see where you would draw the line. Okay, it's just
the
a
idea is
resource or
like,
something.
as long as it gives me something of value for what I put in, I will spend time doing it.
Makes sense.
To me, this is not worth the value, or it's not worth the equivalent value of what I could just be like, I'll give him $10. You know what I mean? Like
for me, the value is the fun of actually playing the match, so that's why I like it. But
no, exactly.
I also like that if I don't have time, I don't want to play it, I could just do that Phoenix system. So I gotta say the changes.
It's definitely better
positive.
than it was.
Yeah.
I agree. It's definitely better than it's been. I just don't think that makes it good.
I didn't say it's good. I didn't say it's good. I just said I'm having fun.
Saying.
I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
I'll go as far as say that.
Well, in case you didn't know, I do a bounty system. If I'm streaming, and I do RTA every day. If I'm streaming and you match with me, you could show up on my stream and you get to spin the prize wheel.
Nice.
If you beat me, I remove all of the negative prizes. There are negative prizes.
Oh, ooh, sounds fun. All right, the link to your stream is gonna be down below if you guys want to check that out. Next thing I want to talk about is this. Probably coming out today. You've had them in the store for a little while. 5 of these offers will get them unlocked so you can test them in the most masochistic team out there for war defense. The new Heroes for Hire with Shang Chi. Offer probably coming today. Are you looking forward to this offer? Are you looking forward to him being more widespread in the game? Do you think that him getting added to Heroes for Hire is a positive for the game?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. I'm kind of with you on it. I was hoping you had a different perspective than I did, but I guess we both don't like war defense. All right.
You could okay, I looked at his kit and I was like, okay, not Deathpool. And that was the first step. Like, okay, not God tier. Like, not one of the best characters they've come out with in like the last time. Okay. Yeah. And then you look at like what he does to facilitate value on his team and you're like, that's a lot of reading for a war defense team. So yeah, I'll get a Shang-Chi and I'll throw him on war defense and then someone will be like, and then I'll just stop caring. Dude, there's a group of people that care about having strong war defense teams. I'm just not in that group.
I'm not in that group either. War offense is not even a huge priority for me either. Now that I went to a casual war alliance, so war is low priority.
Isn't it the best? Isn't casual war alliance is the best? I'm still getting like 8 attacks in every day.
I'm having so much more fun being a casual alliance, man. I love it.
Oh no. The alliance is in casual.
Hard on raids. Hard on raids.
We go hard on raids. We care about like doing our dailies. We make sure we have this. But like war, bro, I do not care.
Tony.
I will do 8 attacks and I will get all 8 done because I'll be like, Black Order, it's time. Kill that 80k garbage team.
Oh, you go crazy with that.
But yeah, I don't care, man. It's so much fun.
Both of us are more casual in war. Both of us are having more fun in MSF. Maybe that's the key. If you want to have fun in Marvel Strike Force, maybe you should join a casual war alliance.
We're both spending less money. We're both spending way less money.
I'm spending way less money as well. There's a couple correlations.
I'm now 4 months straight sub $100, and I've never had more fun in this game. And it's true. The more money you spend in something, the more your expectations go.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a really expensive car, you expect it to not be a piece of garbage, you know? Yeah. Oh, like if you buy a piece of garbage, if you spend $25 or $250 on a car, you know that the transmission's gonna work when it chooses to. If you spend $25,000 on a car, you expect a certain degree of value, and in $250,000, you expect it to come with
maybe that's why I'm not as excited about all these bugs either, because I'm not spending as much money in the game.
The less financially invested you are, the less it matters. And I'm telling you, man, I bought this month. I bought one Deathpool and then I think a $20 strike pass. I don't even remember what. Oh no, Maria Hill.
There was like a Maria
50.
Hill. Deathpool was 50.
Yeah, so it was a 150 pack. So I spent 70.
Okay.
So I bought her and then some $20 off. I think it was like a Maria Hill random bundle or something because I was like, I want some more.
All right.
But less than $100 for the last 4 months, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much fun. It's almost as if the most fun in the game is by not caring about who's the best. And I would never have guessed
because then you could have fun and you're not chasing what the meta is. You're playing the game that's fun for you and not just chasing the meta.
We both saw it from both ways, right? We both played this game long enough that we remember when we were among the top in the game.
Yeah.
And then we remember when the game grew to the point where people with like way more disposable money came in, and like all the money I put into the game, like I'm over 20K, right? Like all that money in this game. You're not over 20K?
I have no idea. I'm scared to go look. I'm scared to add it up. It's been 3.5 years at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm over 20K and I'm like, oh yeah, it don't matter. Like I had fun, but now that I'm spending less money, I'm like, now I'm reaping the rewards for the previous money, you know? Like, like, oh, I just need to work on this character. I guess I'll just, right now, like I said, all I'm doing in the game is getting all my characters to gear tier 12. So we're down to minions now. So we're like cherry picking minions to get to 12. When I'm done with that, all purple gear will be fundamentally useless to me. You know what I mean? Like once that happens, like we've reached to the point where they can't add enough characters that I'm going to run out of purple gear. And that's what my goal has been.
Ravager Stitcher, getting Tony's goal, getting Ravager Stitcher.
He's getting close. He's close, man.
Before we move on from Shang-Chi, quick question. Predictions for the release. How many bugs do you think will be with this offer? His Red Star release? Do you think this will be a I want to use the word flawless, but I think that may be too. Do you think this will be a bug-free release for Shang-Chi?
No.
No. All right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Let's take the money bet.
Let's move on.
It's like 70-30, and I'm going to bet on the 70. Like, no, there's going to be something.
All right.
You want to know my bet? We're going back old school. He's not going to be in Red Stars. That's my bet. He's not going to be in Red Stars when it goes live. That's my bet. 15
minutes or 20. I don't know. If you have a divergent opinion in chat, guys, let us know. But yeah, I think both of us are predicting multiple bugs with Shang-Chi's release.
Are you buying Shang-Chi?
Probably going to make a video. Yeah. I don't know if you know this.
She-Hulk.
I bought She-Hulk.
No,
I bought She-Hulk.
No, you can look at the game, dude. Check out. Go to roster. He's in there. You don't need to buy him. You can see everything about it right there. You don't need to buy him.
I'm not buying it for his kid. I don't know. I want to make a video. I like making videos. So I'll buy it.
I'm messing with you. Clearly, I know it's not a big deal.
Beta's back. Beta's cool, but I guess I should join this beta raid. And does this change anything for you? Does this change now that Beta's back? I guess Gamma is coming very, very soon. We got nodes that make sense, but I guess in 2 weeks we're not. So any exciting things that now that Beta's back?
No, it's just Doom Raid training, right? Like if you're doing good in Doom Raid, you're doing good in beta. So
yeah. Okay, we also had a Ock Event come back. Your favorite character. Is he still your favorite character?
It's close.
It's close. All
it's
right.
Close. It's close between him and the new costume of Invisible Woman.
Oh, that's a nice costume. Unfortunately, another war defense character. But I did buy that costume. Even
I bought that costume immediately. I was like, yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a nice costume.
Right? Yes, please.
Then I'm like, oh shoot, she's a war defense character. I'm never gonna see this costume. What did I just do? So, yeah.
Oh, that's not to play with. That's to look at in the loading screen.
But you could look at a loading screen without purchasing the costume.
That's more clicks.
All right. All right, Ock, and new players, or I guess I keep saying that players that previously did not have Ock, some got him this week, some got more stars on him. Any advice for them? How relevant is Doom still in the game?
I mean, you're still gonna want to get him up. He's still one of the best options, almost bar none, for DD4, right? Like
the legendaries,
and he's great in DD3 as the last city character. Like he's still got so much value. And Doom raids, like right now.
I was gonna say, is anybody getting through tech without Ock? Have you heard of anybody getting through the tech section?
I'm sure someone is. Comment below if you're doing Doom raids without Ock.
I don't know if it's possible. At least not at 1.1. Is he out there for at 1.1? Is it possible without him? All right, other character that is coming back. No. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, another character that was awesome back in the day, even not on war defense. This is a really good character, but kind of losing his place in war defense. Taskmaster coming back. How hard should players that don't have Taskmaster at 7 stars be going? Should be getting a costume later this update as well. So hard, not hard.
Mean, he's the best mercenary, and the mercenaries are a monthly event. So like, take your opportunity to get as many free shards as you can.
Good point again about payday. I forgot about that. Yeah, they're required for payday every month. So gold.
But get as many low effort, I think is better than free shards you can get.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All right, I guess that's it for all the news. Let's talk about some Datamines.
I never read this blog post, by the way. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this for the first time. I'm like, what? How did I miss an entire blog post?
Because of future revolution.
Because I don't care. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh, I'm playing Marvel Strike Force for like 30 minutes.
Because you're not spending
30
money.
minutes to an hour a day, and then I'm playing Marvel Future Revolution for like 6 to 8 hours a day.
I don't have time to read blog posts.
I'm moving between my computer, and then I'm getting up and then taking my phone and being like Future Rev while I go to the store. Oh, I'm driving, playing Future Rev. Oh no.
Oh wait, I'm driving. I gotta hit this auto button. I gotta not turn here. Right. All right. So maybe you didn't even see these data mines, maybe because there's a data mine by Cloak and Dagger. There's a couple of them. Let me actually show you these in order. This is the first one. Strike Pass Season 7 going live. Rack up, and I'll just read it. Rack up big later rewards by completing. You have seen this one. Okay. How to recruit them. And it says recruit Cloak and Dagger, earn luminous credits by hitting long season Strike Pass milestones. Earn those credits to either open up luminous Cloak Orb or the luminous Dagger Orb. So you get to choose one or the other. According to this data mine, each orb gets 5 shards for the specific character. So you got to pick Cloak or Dagger according to this data mine. How much weight do you put in this? Do you think this is accurate? Do you think they're going to release a character like, or 2 characters that are so important for the raids? Or do you think they're going to release it like this?
Okay, so I have said, if this is all we're getting, frick them.
I like your editing. I like that.
Yeah, I forgot where I was for a second. Like, if this is all we're getting, I would wish bees upon their genitals. You know, like I'm not happy. Okay. But if they were to do a Blitz style release for these 2 100 shard characters and add this over a 2 pass, like a 2-month cycle, I would be more comfortable with it. If they were to be like, hey, you can do 2 blitzes for Cloak, 2 blitzes for Dagger, right? Just for the sake of the conversation,
okay.
Which will get you at least 52 character shards if you can complete the milestones. 21 plus 21 plus 5 plus 5.
Yeah.
If they did that and then did this, I would be more comfortable.
Would you be happy? Would you be happy?
No, absolutely not. That would Stop be like releasing 100 shard characters.
Well, okay, I'm talking the Blitz because we've had Blitz releases in the past. We've had Strike Passes released, and I think Strike Pass is the worst in my opinion. Blitz doesn't seem as bad. If they did a Blitz release and in addition gave this, that doesn't seem as bad to me. That doesn't seem as bad to me because it's like a Blitz edition. It rewards
people willing to play
with some stuff. It's like a Blitz release with some extra shard possible.
I have a rule in all things, and this is how I see all things. If a player can spend money on it, it must also be reasonable to access. That's why I hate things like Red Stars. But I like things like the costume kits because it balances out. If I could spend money to get a character, it should also be accessible at the base level. Whatever you sell should be available. The amount of times people buy them, that's what the separation is. So if you're going to sell an offer for Cloak and Dagger for $50, you got to give 100 character shards within reasonable access. This might be, it also depends on, it says 5 per orb. How many orbs are there in the, if there's only 9 orbs in the free side of the pass, or 10, that's bad. If there's 20, now we're talking. If every strike pass is like, if there's exactly 50, or how many is the strike pass? It's 40. It's because it's not 50.
I thought his strike pass was 50 and 50. You get 100 total, but I could be confusing that with the battle pass.
I don't remember. I know that there's so many passes. Stupid. I know that there's 50 ranks in the official RTA pass. but I don't think I think there's 46 ranks, right? In the
let's pull up a game right now.
Yeah.
What is that?
Either way,
what is it?
like if the option was you get 1 orb for every rank you could get in this.
So the strike pass 56.
56. Yeah, if that was what they were doing, if they're being overly, I don't want to say generous, that word is ridiculous, but if the access is high, then like, yeah, absolutely, this is a great strike pass. You know, like if we're fighting for like the equivalency and we have to make the choice, absolutely not. That's a choice of damnations, not a choice of value.
This is not a good choice. These are like dual characters.
They need to be used together.
Yeah, this is like, oh, do you want Shatterstar or Longshot? As a single character, they're not that good. As a duo, they're awesome. Same with Cloak and Dagger. They're not great at. They're not great as
peanut butter characters. Or jelly. You pick.
Jeez. All right, so I hope there's more than what we're seeing in this data mine. Other data mine, we also have Luminous Dual Blitz. Face off against the other players to earn various milestone rewards and chance to win Luminous credits. Luminous credits can be used to open either Cloak or Dagger orb. So we're seeing about it again. So it looks like this Luminous orb, this Luminous credit seems to be a thing. So what do you make of this? Same. Is this in addition to what we saw in the battle pass? I mean, what are you making of this? Is this kind of like what you described? Possibly 2 blitzes for each character.
Collector game, you should be able to collect the heroes. Whether you want to complain about not having a 4, 5, 6, or 7 star version of the hero, that's its own conversation. But if this makes it easy for players to reasonably obtain both Cloak and Dagger, and even if it's new and unique, then like if the math adds up where like, oh no, it's reasonable, then I'm great, right? Like if it's reasonable for a player playing the game, reasonable, whatever that word means to you, to get the character, then I'm fine with it. If it's like, oh no, you have to play for like 4 hours a day. If it's more reasonable than blitzing, you know, like that's another line too. Like, oh, I don't have to log in every 2 hours, then I'm okay with it. But it's got to be at least the equivalent of value that
Blitz
anything else would be.
Blitz shards but I would agree with that. You know, if it's going above and beyond. A lot that we don't know. Nothing was made official. Hopefully we'll get more insight from tomorrow's blog post and release method of this. But I guess we will see. And that leads us to our final topic. Unless you have any insight about this before we move on. Any other insight that you want to add? All right, so let's move on to our final topic. What If, the news show on Disney Plus. Didn't talk about it last week, so if there's anything you want to talk about at episode 1, I also want to talk about episode 2, but we just had episode 3 released yesterday. We're not going to talk about that on this show, so spoiler warning for episode 1 and 2, and so if you haven't seen those, then that's pretty much the rest of the video. So thank you guys for watching. If you have seen it though and want to get our reaction to it, that's what we're going to discuss here. So Tony, is there anything that you want to discuss in episode 1, the Sharon card, or do you just want to move on to episode 2? Because I think we were talking about beforehand. I think we kind of agree on episode 1. We disagree a little bit about episode 2 though. So where do you want to start?
I'm just going to lead off with the first 2 episodes, specifically episode 1, didn't feel like a great story about what could have happened. It feels like a child's fan fiction that like the Make-A-Wish Foundation picked up and made Disney make a TV show about. Because it was fun to watch, right? I wanted to watch the story of Captain Carter.
Yeah,
I really did, but I didn't. It wasn't there. What we got was, what if she became Captain America and changed nothing? So I had to shut my brain off. And once I shut my brain off, I was like, this is pretty. I like this. And if Captain America became Iron Man. So a couple
and
weird,
if Captain America became Iron Man
for no reason. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I was a little disconnected.
That's what Howard Stark was looking for, the Tesseract, so we could build an Iron Man costume. All right.
So I think we're kind of in agreement at episode 1. Episode 2, though, I think we disagree a little. So I think that's a good conversation. I think I enjoyed a little more than you did. What did you not enjoy about episode 2 of What If? And this was the episode where What If T'Challa became Star-Lord. So what are your thoughts, overall thoughts on the episode?
I thought that everybody did well. Like, I cared. I thought it was cool. I believed everything that happened with T'Challa, like with, you know, the late Chadwick Boseman. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, that would totally happen. Yeah, that was great. Like, all of that was great. What I had a real hard time with was accepting the ripple effect that they wanted me to accept. You know, they wanted me to kind of accept the idea that, well, just because T'Challa, which he couldn't have been called Star-Lord because Star-Lord is the name Peter Quill's mom gave him.
Yeah, that's
whatever. I'll shut up.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
I shut off about that part as well. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, didn't bother me at all. But like, that dude had that much impact on the cosmos.
It's like a butterfly effect movie. You change one thing and it changes this.
You're
boom,
right.
boom, boom, boom.
You're right, but those things are earned usually. You know, sometimes it's earned. Like Nebula having hair, that's one I could buy. Korath not being, you know,
boy, did they dumb him down. My goodness, what he was like the dumb guy in that episode. What happened?
Korath. All right, you know, Thanos. You mean to tell me that it took T'Challa to convince the Mad Titan? No.
He's an expert negotiator, my friend. Haven't you heard? The Wakandans are expert negotiators.
And he might have convinced Thanos to not eliminate half of all life, but like to just stop what he was doing. And again, I might have even forgiven that story until Call Obsidian started beating Thanos in a fight, and I was like, nope, we're done here. We're done.
See, but that's the nice Thanos. That's not the mean Thanos. That's the nice Thanos. The nice guy Thanos gets beaten all the time. The bad guy Thanos, oh, he crushes everything. That year beat Mjolnir Thor, Mjolnir Cap, and final costume Iron Man in a 3v1. Again.
And the Call Obsidian died both like a year before to Bruce Banner in an Iron Man costume, and then that year to Drax stabbing him in the back. So like, I know what they were trying to do, and I know I'm being like a jerk because I shut my brain off and I enjoyed it. Like, that's the problem. The more I have to shut my brain off to enjoy something, the more it's gonna be like, hey, why did that happen? No, stop. I will say this though, episode 3 completely was great. Like, soup to nuts, start to finish. We're not going to talk about it, but if you're of the same opinion of me, which is 1 and 2 weren't good, 3 kind of recovers.
All right, I think I enjoyed episode 2 more than episode 3. Not that episode 3 was bad. All right, so I enjoyed it. I did shut my brain off. I was able to like, oh, it's not a Star-Lord. Oh, T'Challa did have this ripple effect. He is that much of a convincer. He could make Thanos a good guy. And obviously in fiction and a lot of times in real life, the good guys are not as strong as the bad guys. The bad guys just have no limitations, so they're stronger. So yeah, the good guy Thanos was weaker, and Cole did beat him, and he wasn't raised the same, and you know, he didn't beat up Nebula, so there's a lot of differences and stuff there. So I was able to accept it. I was able to like, all right, this it's fine, and I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that they did. So I enjoyed the story. I thought it was fun. It was a fun story, and then
I had fun with what they were doing. Right, like I was like, oh, this is cool, but like it's just sometimes something would happen, and you're like, all right.
Now let me ask you about the series as a whole. Because it looks like so far, these first 3 episodes, like standalone, or the first 2 episodes, I don't want to talk too much about, but it looks like at least the first 2 episodes, standalone episodes, you watch, oh yeah, it's cool, I enjoy it. Do you think that they're leading up to something, that that all these stories are gonna tie together in some kind of fashion? Where do you see this going? Do you think this is, I mean, they've said previous, the release of this series, that this is gonna be canon in MCU, but this is all different dimensions. Does that mean anything? Or this is gonna tie in with the Spider-Man trailer, which was also released earlier this week?
Oh, that Spider-Man trailer, man.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah.
We're all over the place in this news
I watched it a lot. I watched it a lot. I was like, oh.
All right, so before we move on to that tangent, do you think What If relates to that at all, or do you think there's something more, or do you think all of these are going to be standalone, like episodic type?
I think that the most compelling content they're doing is leading towards the fact that they're introducing the multiverse. I think like WandaVision, Loki, What If, the Spider-Man movie, the Doctor Strange movie, the existence of Kang. I think like all of this is the meat of what they're going to be doing in phase 4. You know, like I don't think Kang is the next Thanos. I don't think they're going to use him that long, but I think he's going to, because like when you get the multiverse, you can do anything, right? Yeah. And you can retcon anything, and you can, we have to recast somebody. We'll just take this universe.
You think eventually the Kang character will be like the Watcher, just be featured in a lot of different things, running things, but not like the main bad guy, just kind of in the background of a lot of things in the MCU? I
kind of expect, you know how the end of Loki, spoilers, the timekeepers just became Kang.
Yeah.
I kind of expect to just start seeing a lot more Kang stuff popping up in the background. At least that's how I would do it, right?
That makes sense.
I would like maybe not so much for the animated stuff because like who cares? But like I would expect to see some call outs to Kang in like the next Spider-Man movie, and definitely in like the Shang Chi movie. At this point, even if, and it doesn't have to be like Kang's here, you know, like, oh, look at this guy with his blue head. Like, no, it just has to be something. Like we saw, I'm still convinced that the Spider-Man, that tower that everyone thinks is the Baxter building, I'm convinced the person who bought Avengers Tower was Kang. Because that happened in the comics. In the comics, a guy whose name was basically Kang, who owned Kang Enterprises, bought the Avengers Tower. And that tower was visible at the end of Loki. Like you could see the Kang Tower. So like, I that's what I expect that they do just enough to like leave stuff open and then they could fill in the blanks later. And I think that's kind of what, like, they had the idea of like, what if we do Kang? So they'll be like, let's just not spoil this. Let the people talk about it. And move on. So I think, yes, I think that we're going to see a lot of Kang stuff coming up. And I think it kind of sucked that we didn't see any with Black Widow. And I know it's stupid because it was a prequel, but like, I just feel bad because the Black Widow movie seems to have come out way too late.
Yeah, you know? that was supposed to be before all the series. That was supposed to be before WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki. It's supposed to be before all that, but it got released after that. So it's just kind of the weird timing. But yeah, so a lot of cool stuff. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know how you guys are enjoying What If. What do you think this is all going to mean down the road? And I guess Shang-Chi coming out next week globally. So any other thoughts, any other things you promote, anything you're doing?
Wait, Shang-Chi is next week?
Shang-Chi's, yeah, I think it's on the 4th it gets released, right?
What?
Yeah.
What year is it?
The 4th, the 3rd?
September 4th?
Wait, the 4th is a Saturday though, so that doesn't make sense. I think it's next week. It's next week though. Shang-Chi's coming out. Any other thoughts that you want to share before you go, brother?
No. Great. Have fun. Play whatever Marvel game you like. Stop giving them money. It's way more fun.
Actually, September 2nd, so not the 3rd. I mean, not the 4th. Okay. The 2nd and 3rd is the release of Shang-Chi. So yeah, it is next week though. It is next week. So cool. Yeah, all the links to Tony's YouTube, Discord, Twitch, anything else you send me will be down below. Oh, OnlyFans, you're gonna have to change your content, I heard. So that's gonna be changing.
I mean, is there anything sexual about a man popping bubbles with his tongue?
It depends who you ask. It really depends who you ask. Thank you for joining me once again, Tony. It is always a pleasure. Thank you guys for stopping by the weekly news update for Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the game. And if you guys are into Marvel Future Revolution, check out my second channel. Tony also covers it on his main channel as well. Give me that Hulk fist bump before you go, guys. Oh, we got a fancy one today. Oh, look at that. All right, Hulk fist bump, Tony and Valley out. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your day, guys.